Hey, welcome back to the show, everybody. Today we have our guest is Chibi Fernandez, who we met in Argentina when we were recording the That Kid Is You album down there. He's actually a featured musician and composer on a good deal of the album. He's
as
also,
well as some modern mystic songs. He's
Yes.
gotten some instrumentals on pieces of ours that are coming soon.
he has his own group, the Fernandez 4, and he just put out a solo project called Ike. I-K-E is the name of the album under the artist name Cirilo Fernandez, which is Chibi's actual name. And that's an amazing album. There's a featured singer or artist on each track, one of which is That Kid Is You. So definitely go check out that. There's a link in the description.
It Goes On.
Yep.
Fantastic. There's a music video that goes with it.
Absolutely. And man, this was just a lot of fun. Chibi is one of the most beautiful people. It was one of those guys.
Beautiful human.
Yes. When I met him, it was instantly we were friends. And gosh, we love this guy. But before we get started, as always, this show is brought to you by Hexa Coffee, Chicago-based coffee brewing company located in Roscoe Village. They have delicious pastries, cocktails, as well as their coffee, which they brew in-house.
I super love their merch, which is a little bit gothic, a little bit spooky.
Mm-hmm.
You can get it all on their website, hexacoffee.com. And if you check out using our promo code ELK, E-L-K, you'll get 10% off your total purchase. So, get started. It's almost fall. We're almost in the thick of spooky season after all.
That's true. So stock up.
Yeah, get
because
ready.
you're going to need this stuff. It is also just delicious coffee. And,
yeah.
You're supporting a nice local business.
True mom and pop.
Absolutely a mom and pop. And so, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Chibi Fernandez.
Woo!
Oh, maybe we do. Talk?
Hello.
Just a volume. It was a classic volume
Classic
situation.
had your fader down. Jesus Christ.
Yes, that makes more sense. Okay, hello.
Okay, I'm embarrassed now.
Oh,
How
what's
are
up?
you?
Hello. You remember Christine, of course?
Yes, we've never actually met.
I know.
Yeah, never in person.
I know. This will be our first actually probably long conversation yet.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
You guys probably met when we did Comment Down Below, because you were there helping us film.
And I think little FaceTime calls with throughout the years, but
Yeah. Remember seeing footage of you dressed as a robot?
oh yes.
Oh, that's right. Well, yeah, the robot
Of
video.
course.
You were a big part of that.
That was so fun. That was really fun to help be involved with that. I loved it.
Yeah, wow, that video came out so great. If people don't know, Chibi has a song,
It Goes On.
It Goes On, featuring That Kid Is You. And
That's right.
It's amazing. And
And I made my acting debut.
yeah, Christine helped with the music video, and it was like, gosh, it was so fun to make, because it was just like little kids playing like make-believe, you know?
Yeah. It was great. It was
Hey,
great.
turn your camera sideways. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Will it work that way? Yeah, there we go.
All right.
That'll be better for the cut, for the edit.
All right.
But yeah, man, how are you?
Good. What are you guys drinking?
We have some peach iced tea.
Nice. Okay. I'll join you with water.
All right, good. Well, we're staying hydrated.
Good.
So Paul mentioned that you maybe are alone in the house today.
Yeah, is
the
everybody
family?
out of town?
Yeah. Actually, my family went on a trip to visit. The kids went to visit their grandparents in Rome.
Wow, awesome.
They live in Rome, or they're just all meeting in Rome?
No, they live in Rome. Marilyn's my wife's my companion. How do you say it right?
Wife?
She's-
I mean, she's your wife. You are married or no?
We're not married. No.
But whatever, wife works. But yeah,
We'll allow
partner,
it. Yes.
companion.
All good things.
You're Marilyn.
She is Marilyn, and she's in. Her father is Italian, and her mother is Argentinian. But she was born in Paris. That's where their parents met. So they're all over the place. But nowadays they're living in Rome.
Wow. So she grew up in France?
She grew up in France. Yeah.
Wow.
She lived there for 30 years. And then she met some Argentinian dude and moved over here.
Is that really? How did you two meet?
actually, it was another dude, and he was also Argentinian.
Oh, it was a different Argentinian. Oh, I thought you were talking about yourself.
Different Argentinian dude. Now, she always had this infatuation with Argentina. Ever since she was little, she would travel like every summer or something. So coming from Europe to Argentina for her was like this great thing. Like she idealized this place a lot. So she always had these fantasies of living here. So
cool.
yeah, actually that's how we met, through her ex-husband. She was married to this dude. Yeah, what a dude.
Yeah, you're like, he's dead now.
He's a dead man. He killed him. No, and he was friends with a musician, because she came here because she was 10 years ago. That was in 2010. She came here to do a record. She did an album of Italian songs, whatever. So they were rehearsing, they were trying to make it. And then this one friend of mine went to rehearsal and he said, like, you guys are not doing well. You guys need someone's help. And that's where they called me to help out with that. And that's how we met.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
Because she's a singer, she's an actress, a singer.
Yeah.
She's multi-talented.
How fun.
Yeah. She can dance as well.
Wow.
Yeah. She's amazing.
She is. And she's just so wonderful, like the most wonderful person to be around. I think you two would really get along.
I love the comment down below you guys made together in the group shots that you got from making that.
Yeah, the family shots and stuff.
I know.
Yeah. Well,
you don't feel like strangers. I appreciated that little glimpse.
For sure. Yeah. You're definitely the kind of, sometimes you meet people and you just feel like you've known them, like your whole life. Like you just connect immediately. And I feel like I've always felt that with you guys, you and your family.
Yeah. Well, same here.
Yeah,
you guys
so crazy.
I remember the day you came here. It was great.
Yeah. We came to your house like one time and we were just best friends immediately.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I also love, like with good friends, it doesn't matter how long you go between seeing each other. It's like as soon as you're back together, it's as if no time has passed. I love that. So it's kind of cool that you guys don't get to see each other often, but you see each other intensely. You make all this connection through music and all these projects. It's cool.
Yeah, and it was cool. We were just back there, I don't know, what was that, a month ago? 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So we just got, and it was like no time passed, man. It was amazing.
Totally, man.
It was the coolest. And I understand her infatuation with Argentina. Like, I don't know what it draws me to, like I'm drawn to Argentina for whatever reason. I don't know if it's the people or the place or the culture or some combination of all of it, but like it's really a wonderful place. And maybe, I'm sure there are people having a bad experience in Argentina, but I have only had incredibly positive experiences around Argentinian people, being in Argentina, everything.
Have you lived there your whole life?
Yeah, no, I was actually born in Switzerland.
Okay.
My grandfather was Swiss. And my mother always says the same thing like you just said, Paul. Like she loves Europe. She always goes there. She feels somewhat European, but she lives here. She cannot live anywhere else. There's something about this place, which is probably the people. And there's like a certain freedom, a certain like wildness still here. It's kind of like there's not that many rules as in the States, perhaps, or in Europe, where everything is kind of like boxed in and you cannot do certain things. You can't go. And here there's more freedom to it and it affects the people directly. And that's why the vibe here is so special.
Yeah. Wow. That's a really well put. And it's sort of like the best of everything because it's South America and Europe kind of in one place. Like, because it's a very European vibe, European kind of style city compared to like when I've been in Peru or something. It doesn't feel, or Mexico, I know that's North America, but like, Latin America, Argentina feels also very European. So it's like Europe, but better because it's in South America. Like it's
less buttoned up,
Yeah, less buttoned up, less structured.
I like that. Man,
Exactly.
I can't wait to get down there. I don't
when
know.
are you coming?
I
You
don't
should
know.
come.
I don't have
come.
I know. I've got to figure it out.
Yeah.
But it is a place that's always been on my radar. And then obviously there's this connection you formed. So yeah, I'm late to the game. I gotta hurry up.
Well, you at least have lots of friends there already.
I know, that's so cool. I mean, before Paul's worldly ties, I really didn't have friends anywhere else around the world. So it is super cool to have a exciting way, a reason to get going, and it's neat.
So you were born in Switzerland. When did you move to Argentina?
When I was 8 years old, my parents got divorced, and my mother decided to take all the kids and come back home to her home. And my father stayed over there. And then I lived here till I was 19. And that's when I moved to Boston. I moved to Boston to pursue music, where I went to Berkeley. And that was like 4 years or 5 years.
Was that hard to get used to Boston winters?
Yeah.
I've heard that those are pretty harsh.
They were super harsh. I remember there was snowstorms, the whole thing. Man.
Yeah.
You couldn't go into school. There was some days it was like you were
dangerous
under the snow. And then I was in LA for a year after that. I did my practical training after university. I went to LA. I lived in the valley for a year.
Where about in the valley?
Van Nuys and Sepulveda, I think.
Yeah,
something like that.
Wow, that's cool. That's like near the Encino house. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Encino, right.
Yeah,
next
you're on
to
the border of like Encino and Van Nuys, I suppose, or Sherman Oaks or something.
Exactly. Yeah, Van Nuys.
Yeah. Wow.
And then after that, I moved to Switzerland again to meet up with my father, which I wanted to like have that experience to live with him and hang out.
Had you guys did you stay connected? Like, would you see him often, or was that your first time seeing him in a long time?
He would do like a yearly trip where he would come and hang out with the kids, but it was always just like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. Our whole childhood was like pretty distant in that way.
Right. And
so we all four brothers, we were always like searching for dada.
Right, man. Yeah, was that hard? Where do you fit on the? Are you the oldest? Are you the youngest?
I'm the second. I got an older brother, Diego, and then I got a younger brother called Santiago and a sister called Camila, and they're all the four kids from my father. And then I have 3 half brothers from another father. So we're a bunch of people.
Wow, super cool. And you're like, I mean, what a handful for your mom having 4 kids. 3 boys
crazy.
And a girl.
She's crazy. She's an insane person. She's an insane person.
I relate
she did not plan this right.
Well, it looks like it worked out though.
Yeah, it's always good to have each other too. Siblings, they might make more mischief together, but at least they also take care of each other, which is true. Nice.
That's true. Do you guys have siblings?
Yes.
We're both one of 3.
Yeah.
Christine has 2 older sisters, and I have 2 brothers, an older and a younger brother, and I'm the middle.
There you go. You're the middle one.
I'm the middle.
Yeah, I relate. My mom like moved across the country to California when I was 5. So we were raised with one crazy father. You know, it was kind of the opposite, but very similar.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, a bit of a blended family on my end too. It's interesting over the years. It's kind of just collect more family, make a little more family. People get married, have kids. It's
certainly
fun to watch it grow and change.
So are you a Swiss citizen? You have a passport?
Yes.
Amazing.
I do.
And Argentina, you're dual citizen.
No, I'm single citizen.
Oh.
I had to choose when I was 18. I had to choose, and I chose the Swiss.
I think that's smart, probably though, especially now with the European Union.
It's easier to travel.
Yeah.
It's easier for travel.
So, do you have to do anything funny to be in Argentina full time?
As in, like, legally?
Yeah.
No, it's a very generous country in that sense. Like, they just let you in, man.
Nice.
So we could move there. We could move and get a house in Argentina pretty easily.
There. They just throw you. As Americans, probably even more chances. I don't know. It's strange like that. Since my parents are both Argentinian. I have the document. It says like we moved in permanently, so I have like a permanent residency.
Okay.
Something like that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's the
permanent residency.
legal figure.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice though that you
But
don't
also-
have to do some sort of paperwork on a semi-regular basis. You just sort of got the status you need. I like that.
So as a kid, when did like music come in? Were your parents musical? Were your other siblings musical? And like, when did you start being passionate about music and like learning an instrument?
Through my father. Through my dad was like an amateur jazz guy, piano player. And my grandfather on his side, his father was a music buff. Like he always had people over. Like he was a doctor, like a famous doctor. And in those times, it was like, I don't know, they were really snobby, you know. So they had like artists and all these famous pianists would come in, classical players. So he would like buy a piano so they could perform in his living room.
Oh yeah,
And
like
my
at
dad
the dinner party.
Was growing up around that, and he was telling me like how he would like get up in the morning at 6 and practice before school.
Wow.
He wanted to become a jazz pianist, and my grandfather didn't let him. So yeah, those once a year times he would come over. I remember how I would like stand next to the piano and watching him perform and really be like enthralled. like how he would groove, like how a guy could do all that on the keyboard, and how he's got a really good tempo, my dad. So it was like really cool to watch, and I guess that was my first inspiration, my dad.
That's so awesome.
And so you started learning piano was your first instrument?
Yeah, that was like my mom's choice, really. Like she was like, the reason she had all her kids learn piano was a way to get us to connect with our father.
Wow.
This it was like her theory.
It's pretty
and
smart.
then I'm the only one who became like, I actually made like a job out of it.
Yeah.
But all my siblings, they play. Like my older brother's a great pianist. My younger brother, he plays sax, he plays drums, he plays guitar. He's a great musician.
Wow.
My sister sings beautifully. She plays piano also. So yeah, it was always a big family music house.
When you started to get more into music and like kind of chose this as like the path you want to take, was your dad supportive? Like, oh yeah, my parents just didn't support me, but I support you? Or was he like, no, there's no,
You should
don't
be a
do
lawyer.
this. You should be a lawyer, yeah, or something like that. Like,
No, not at all. Not at all. They
He
were
was supportive.
Super supportive.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Would he
definitely.
talk to you in a way like, you know, because you're sort of living his dream. I mean, his dream was to be a professional musician and a piano player.
Yes,
Like,
we
did you
do,
guys
we
ever
do.
have that conversation?
And he's also a surfer, like you can see in the back.
Yeah.
My dad's like the original surfer. of
The original
family.
Chibi.
So, yeah.
He's, yeah.
I wanted to be with him so bad, or I wanted to be him so bad, I guess. So yeah, we do talk about it, and we laugh about it.
Yeah.
We laugh about it. He's
And
jealous.
What career did he end up pursuing?
He's a surgeon.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty
a
serious
doctor, yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Still okay. So
he
he
could
fell
support-
in line.
he could-
He fell in line.
yeah, yeah.
Wow, it's so cool. The family history and
Yeah.
and noticing all the similarities. It's just so funny. I think as a teenager, you just think you're so different than your parents, and then you get a little bit older and you realize you're just such a clone. Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting
Totally.
for you, like this longing to connect with your father drove you sort of to like take on some of his interests, like surfing, and piano, jazz.
Absolutely. I totally believe that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And so with, I mean, is there a lot of surfing in Argentina, or when did you really get into that? Or is that like when you were in California kind of thing?
Yeah, no. We always used to travel. In the summer, we would go to the beach, and I would learn as a kid.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I really got into it when I lived in LA, when I had the ocean there every day. Instead of working, I would just go surf.
Yeah.
So
like that.
Yeah, that sounds
so yeah,
like,
that's
that
when
sounds
I
about right.
I really got hooked. And but no, I was always really passionate about it. There's something about the ocean, man.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
you're what? When you go to Boston, you're 18, 19?
Yeah, 19.
And is that your first time going to the States, or you had traveled to the States before that?
We had traveled to the States once. We went to San Diego with my father.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had a friend there, and one summer they took us all. They took the 4 kids. We went there for like 3 weeks or something.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's actually when I learned how to surf. That was in '89.
Cool.
I remember.
Nice. That's the year we were born.
Yeah, that's where my mom moved. So I spent all of my childhood going to San Diego.
Wow.
But I never learned to surf, I will say. We boogie boarded,
Yeah, what's
but
up
that
with
was
you
better.
guys? You guys live there and you don't
I
even...
know.
We
You
don't
know, we surfed. When did I surfed one time and took a surf lesson. And I stood up a few times and it felt great. And I felt empowered to be with a teacher and other people. But I'm like a super intimidated by the ocean.
Because of the sharks, or just...
I mean, I do feel the calm sometimes. I've felt that bliss and like the energy and that connection to this large, amazing thing. But most of the time, I'm sort of looking over my shoulder, just wondering what else is out there. You know?
Yeah, I think I've tried surfing maybe 3 times, but never really got anywhere with it.
It seems like a group activity to me. I need safety in numbers kind of thing.
To not get eaten.
Yeah, mainly just
To not get eaten.
to not be
That
eaten.
It's one of the only sports where you
that-
can get eaten. You know, it's like you can't get eaten skateboarding or playing basketball. There's no threat of being eaten. So it's unique in that way. But yeah, surfing is very cool.
It is cool when you're just floating on that board, just sort of hanging out.
Even just
bobbing
like
in the water.
it's a good way to trick yourself into exercising too, because even just paddling out,
Totally.
just to be out there is like
Whatever.
a workout.
It's
And
a
like,
great exercise.
Yeah.
It's one of the best.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
amazing.
just tricking yourself. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
It works on the whole body. It's great. It's
Yeah,
really great.
and that
And
balance
you're always
work.
using muscles you don't even know you had when you
Right.
even when you're sitting, you're doing some sort of something.
right.
So it's cool.
cool.
That's why surfers are so hot. They're just all.
I know, and they're always so sun
why we're
kissed.
so hot.
You know,
I know. Yeah, that's why you guys are so hot. So when you're 18, was there like a culture shock moving to Boston, or was it kind of what you expected? You know.
Yeah, it was. Of course, it was a show. It was totally different.
Yeah, that winter
what
air.
surprised
That winter
you?
air slaps you in the face.
Yeah, there's no preparing for the winter.
No. It wasn't just like the climate, more like the cultural aspect of it, like the Americans, right? USA, the way you I don't know. As soon as I got there, I had a girlfriend. Almost all of the Berkeley times I was with Carolyn.
Mm-hmm.
And she was American, so I got like a closer. I got like into the culture easier because she would like translate and she would correct me when I would pronounce shit wrong, or she taught me all about Conan O'Brien. Like she would like tell me how it works.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
She was like a cheat
so
sheet.
I got a really what?
She was a cheat sheet, you know, got the inside
cheat
scoop.
code,
I
yeah.
had
All the
cheat sheet.
codes.
I
Yeah,
had
you had the cheat sheet.
Yeah. USA for dummies.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. She was your encyclopedia.
So I got a different perspective of it, and I learned a lot, and I really felt at home. I loved it. I loved every second of it.
Was there?
I remember really tripping on the social differences, the racial differences. Man, we never had that here. And then all of a sudden I went there and I felt all this like tension between like races, which I did not know. Maybe here we have it also, but it was really intense in that sense. That was shocking to me. I was like, what the fuck? What's your problem, man? Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Wow.
That
You know?
shouldn't be such a palpable thing. You shouldn't feel that.
Right.
No, but I guess it's still there, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of things. I feel like
even though it seems like
Lately.
it's changing, it's
It's
really
still like
hard
an
to-
echo. Like the tension is still there. It's like residual trauma, almost, that like the whole culture shares. That
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though
yeah.
like new people are born, old people are dead, but like the
still
feeling
there.
has like lingered in weird ways. Yeah. very unfortunately. But
Well,
it's a
yeah,
hard.
and then like
Yeah, okay.
you know,
I didn't want to go into a dark subject.
No,
anyways.
I love dark subjects. Well, it's almost like, on like a highway, if someone just like slams on their brakes and then keeps driving, there's going to be like, people are going to be braking at that point like all day. Like, because one person slammed on the brakes and then kept driving, like all day, people are going to stop there. Like
Ripple.
it doesn't like just
Right.
dissipate
Right.
immediately. And it's kind of like that, like we're driving, we were like 10 miles behind like all this tension when someone slammed on the brakes, but like you still come up on it and you're still braking. Like, like we're still feeling it's like still active. Like the ripple effect
Yeah.
of
goes and goes.
all that shit is still here. It's very unfortunate. It's hard to
It's crazy.
dissipate,
I mean,
Goes on.
I of course I have the white privilege face, so I didn't even know about it till I went there. Like that I had that. That's when I first came into contact with it. It was like, yeah, but you're a white dude, and it was crazy. That was surprising. But other than that, I love it.
The Boston accent
Living
is
there.
so hard to understand. That is not an easy entry point into the English, like American
That's a good
vernacular.
point. Yeah.
It's
You
rough.
kind of have it, yeah.
So were you speaking English with a Boston accent a little bit, or did you have because you almost have a
No.
California accent, I would say, if anything.
I don't know, what accent do I have.
Well, I
don't
mean,
know.
it's a
I don't
little-
know.
We've talked about the
Argentinian, but-
Argentinian accent before. It's like a slower cadence in a way that is comparable to California or the West Coast, where people are kind of talking
little
slower.
Chibi speaks very American.
But
English.
yeah, it's just like this. The rhythm of his speech is, I think, kind of soothing, at least to like in the same way I think Nico has it, where it's just like a little bit slower in some ways. I don't know.
We're
Yeah, like
looking for
more,
words.
more intentional almost. Like the words are chosen with intent.
Yeah, sort of less words delivered very rhythmically. I don't know. There's a grace to it.
Less words delivered rhythmically. There you go. That's our
don't
new
know.
album.
Nice. We're searching for the words. I think that's what it is. Like we're just like.
No,
trying
I
to
do
find
think
the
that
right-
probably makes sense. There's like this
You're-
dual.
You're like translating in real time, so
Yeah.
you have
Right.
to slow down.
There's a slight delay. There's latency.
Yeah,
Because
there's
it's going through a plugin. It's going through the
there's a
English
latency,
translator
yeah.
plugin, So it's,
No, we're just dumber. Okay.
I don't believe
Hey,
that.
come on. If Americans are anything, it's smart.
Yeah, come on.
But it's cool. You have two sons, and they're growing up in a house with like 3 or 4 languages being spoken, right?
Yeah.
Spanish, English, French, Italian.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So cool.
Clarence already speaks. I mean, he doesn't speak it per se, but he already understands French and Italian like normally. Like
That's
with his
awesome.
grandfather,
Uh-huh.
the grandfather only speaks Italian to him, and he gets it. He responds. He gets it. It's crazy. Well, it's a known thing, right? Kids are just like sponges.
I know. So cool.
But the pediatrician was telling us how kids that grow up around this kind of like multi-sound, multi-significado, meaning
Yep.
have like a neuronal, like
Neural.
a
Neuro.
something neuron, yeah, so
Neurological.
like a gym. Like if their brains would go to the gym, and like regular kids that just have like one way of doing things don't exercise it as much. It's logically.
Yeah. JC was talking about this, that it's like those kids also learn to like read a room. Like they're more aware of their surroundings sometimes because they know, oh, I speak Italian with mom. I speak Spanish with dad. Oh, like you're the American. Like I speak English with you. Like you kind of learn context and like you become a little bit more in tune to being aware of like who you're talking to. And like we had, we used to work for these Finnish guys. And so their kids, they would know if they see us, they speak English. And then, with their parents, they're speaking Finnish and it was just like, seeing a small child just kind of like read the room quickly and know I need to speak English to this person. It was impressive.
We just got back from Europe, and I was amazed. We talked a little bit about that there, that so many of the like receptionists or the waiters or anything, the hostess, they would just look at you right away, and before you even open your mouth, they've determined what language they're going to use with you.
And they're usually right.
And yeah, it was almost always right. But it was just remarkable that they kind of did this little bio scan and were like, oh, you're American, and how many? It's just you two, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
It is impressive. It becomes like second nature.
Yeah, you're right, though. It just requires making all sorts of really quick observations.
Do you feel Clarence gravitating towards music, towards the piano?
Not as much as, I don't know. He's weird. He's really smart, this kid.
Yeah, I believe it.
So he's like, but he's shy. Like he's shy. He sings a lot. And sometimes I catch him like playing the piano on his own. But as soon as you walk in the room, he stops and he goes like, "Don't look at me! Don't fucking look at me!"
Oh,
But Anna told us, the younger one, he's crazy. I think he's got like a natural thing with music. He will go on the piano and he's already trying stuff out. Like he's trying to play melodies. Like he's only a year and a half, and he's already like switching notes. He's not just banging on it. He's like actually like going one, and then if he goes up, it sounds different. Like he's already kind of
Oh my God.
picking up on it.
That's amazing.
I mean, you know, this house is just like music all day. So poor kids, that's what they.
well, but I mean, they're sponges, you know, and they're soaking up not just the language of Italian, but the language of music or the language of the piano.
Course.
You know.
Yeah. That's great.
I hope that's what our kids are kind of. I mean, it's inevitable because there's a lot of music going on in our world too. You know. Yeah, we're hoping. We're hoping. We're at a point where it could happen any day, and we're excited.
Yeah,
we're down.
Nice.
Which I've never been in this position to just want kids.
Yeah, it's a first for me too.
Yeah, it's a weird. How old were you when you had Clarence?
Oh, how old was I? He was born in 2019. I was 44, man, 43.
So had you always wanted to be a father? I mean, that's a little late in life to have your first kid. Were you like always wanting to be a father?
Very late, but I always wanted to have kids. And for another, maybe not as dark, but sad subject, I already was a father at 33. I had a kid before. Mm-hmm. His name was Cirillo Jr. And he passed away like when he was a year and a half.
Oh my God, dude.
So yeah. So I always wanted kids.
Wow.
But he was born with a disease, an immune system deficiency, a really hardcore one. And we were in the hospital for 2 years. Like a bubble boy, like the bubble boy. He had to stay inside, and we were waiting for a transplant, like a bone marrow transplant. Yeah, it was like the darkest fucking time of my life. Yeah, that was 2000.
I'm so sorry.
That's just when we met with Marilyn, actually. 2010. I was in the hospital, and they called me to do the record. And I remember her, like, we did the work. Like, I would leave the hospital, I would do the record with them. And they were always getting the dailies on how I was doing and on how the kid was doing and all that. And she couldn't fucking believe it that, like, I was also all about doing work. I was smiling. I was just trying to do the thing. And she couldn't believe that on the other side of the door, all this shit was happening. So she always tells me how she wanted to be the one who gives me the kids that, I don't know, she had this crazy like thing about her being the one that's going to save me kind of thing. And look you here.
Wow.
Here we are.
Wow.
That was crazy.
What
it
a
was
ride.
crazy.
Yeah.
It was so strange. But so yeah, I always wanted to have kids to answer your question.
That's heartbreaking. I'm so sorry.
I know. I'm sorry, guys.
No.
To break the news.
No, it's okay.
No, yeah, it's.
Man, but yeah, that's a heavy. But it's like you sort of bond over things like that, and like probably Marilyn, you know, peripherally going through that with you is like there's some kind of a connection that obviously
and an understanding for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
She just thought I was really hot. That's the truth.
Well, I mean, you're a surfer, you know. It's like you guys are you hotties, you know. You got the good bodies, hotties with the bodies, you know.
Hotties with the bots.
Yeah, hots with bots,
That
you know.
soothing speech pattern.
Did you So you were in California for just a year?
Yes.
And how old are you then?
I was 24, 25.
24. So this is in the 90s?
This is in the late 90s. No, yeah. All 2000 till September. I had a plane ticket on September 11th,
Wow.
2001, to go back to Switzerland.
And obviously that flight was canceled.
And that flight obviously was delayed.
Wow. What a trip. And so that was
that year. So it was 2000 to 2001.
2001, set to fly back to Switzerland on September 11th.
Yeah.
For how long did you get?
I had the ticket.
Right? The ticket would be pretty crazy.
I feel like if you thought American culture was tense or a little bit funny about things before, it got worse after 9/11.
Wow.
Like it definitely, I feel like a pre and post America.
Are you talking about racial tension?
Well, just like sort of palpable. Yeah, I mean a little bit, because after that there was just this like Islamophobia, crazy xenophobic wave, and it changed so much legislation. I feel like not just related to racial tension, but sort of this shift in like the energy.
Yeah, there's pre and post 9/11 for sure. It's like, but I feel like the whole world was kind of affected in that way a little bit.
But like so much of this paranoia was born, I feel like, after this moment.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
like I was noticing that on the flights to Europe, that I was waiting in line like outside of the bathroom near the cockpit, which is, you can't do that on US flights. They don't let anybody stand there, so you have to like you can't form lines, and there's always these like noticeable things that kind of are all in response to that.
Yeah, 9/11 scared the fuck out of everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking... What was it like for you? Did it feel like you were separate from it, or did it feel like you were a part of it?
No, I had like a panic attack. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I remember, it was crazy.
Very surreal
Did you
moment.
think like, oh shit, now like they're gonna bomb LA, they're gonna bomb everything?
Yeah,
like,
something like that.
Yeah.
I was like driving in LA. I was like, dude, where the bombs are gonna fall any second.
I always say too, you don't want to be in LA when like a natural or some sort of disaster happens like that.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Like in every sci-fi thriller movie, LA falls into the ocean first.
Well,
said it before, I'll say it again. It's just, and you have to fight for the resources with
exactly.
What? How many people
live here? Being in a big
here?
city when shit goes down is not where you want to be.
Not what you want.
Because you're the target. Like, so if you live in Kansas, no one's gonna bomb Kansas. Although there was the Kansas City bombing, actually. Okay, so maybe not Kansas, but Columbus, Ohio, or something like. You know, it's not worth the effort of a terrorist to bomb Columbus, Ohio.
Correct.
But like LA, Chicago, but then also fighting for the resources, like. Just trying to leave the city.
Finding water, getting out of the city would be such a nightmare.
If LA was bombed and everyone just wanted to get out, you wouldn't be able to even get out because it'd just be so much traffic trying to leave.
Yeah.
Be a nightmare.
I'm telling you.
I've thought about this.
I've thought about it a little too much.
Because like they say it's smart to own a motorcycle for this purpose only, is that when shit goes down, the motorcycle will get out because you can weave between cars. You're not going to get stuck.
Let me ask you, do you have the concept, have you ever heard of like a panic bag or a doomsday bag? See, this is, I feel like an American doomsday kind of outlook where we just kind of are always looking over our shoulder for like something bad. I don't know. Like the idea of a panic bag is that you have one backpack that has, underwear and a clean shirt and socks and shoes and water and like a life straw that you can sanitize water or like
it's your
filter
fuck,
water.
We gotta go bag.
Yeah, like your emergency bag.
But we don't have one of those.
But we probably should. There's wildfires and like earthquakes and things that might require getting out in a pinch. But I also don't want to live a life where I'm always looking over my shoulder for what's the worst thing that could eat me.
We have to stop reading the news.
Yeah.
I know. Like, I don't read the news, and Christina will be like,
and
all right,
I do.
Bad news bears, here we go. And then she'll just hit me with the bad news.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should stop.
Were you? I mean, Argentina did go through the like dictatorship, but you were in Argentina for that, I assume.
No, we were in Europe by that time. My family moved to Switzerland in 71, 72. And that shit went down in 76 till 83. And that's just we came back here in 84. Like the whole dictatorship, we were in Europe.
Wow,
That was
that
well
is
planned.
lucky.
We would travel back and forth during that time. But no, we did not live through it like in first person as a family.
That's lucky.
But I know a lot of people who did.
Yeah,
And
Nico has talked to me about it. So
it wasn't
crazy.
nice, man.
I know. It was like illegal to like walk down the street with more than like 2 people, because if you're like in a group of 3, they consider you conspiring against the government and they'll just scoop you up and you're gone. Like it was gnarly.
People like disappeared.
A lot of people disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard stories from a friend of mine whose aunt was like raped by the military. They would just go in La Pampa, in the province. Guys would just walk in houses, do whatever they want. You know, it was like insane. It was an insane time.
Gross.
So
They would disappear
gross.
people. I just saw the movie on Netflix, the Victor Jara. You guys know about Victor Jara? He's like the Chilean Bob Dylan.
Okay.
And the guy was like, he was the music of the people, and in Chile they had the first democratically elected like socialist president back in the 60s. And that's when the dictatorship of Pinochet came in, and they came in like way harder than in Argentina. They just shot the fucking people on the streets. They would just come in and shoot the students in their faces. It was crazy. You have to watch it. It's really interesting.
Wow.
And the woman, the wife of Victor Jara was searching for the man who shot her husband.
Wow.
That's what the movie's about. But here it was like more people would just disappear. You didn't know where they went.
Is there like a gun culture in Argentina? Like, do people have guns now? Because I feel like, again, like...
No.
Yeah, what is the ripple effect of you guys having
That's
been
America.
through...
I know, because that's
things.
what I'm saying, though. We feel like this God-given right, constitutional right to bear arms and protect ourselves, and it's just such a ludicrous thing. You would think, you know, living through something so traumatic as like a dictatorship where you literally see the consequences of being unprotected, I could maybe understand the idea. But it's just interesting that that's not their like cultural response.
Yeah, what is the cultural, like what's the ripple effect? Like
but
you guys went through it.
Imagine it on a personal level. Like, do you imagine yourself like shooting someone?
No, but
Like,
no,
killing someone
every
in
day,
self-defense?
Chibi, I think about it.
I wouldn't be able to sleep ever again. Even if the guy was going to attack me.
I feel like for self-defense, I don't know, I could maybe muster it up. I would never.
No, you would. You probably would if you had the gun.
Yeah.
But how I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm a hippie.
No, I know.
Man.
I don't like guns either, but it's just I'm always trying to grapple with it.
Yeah, I mean, for whatever reason,
It's a big
Americans
part of our
feel
culture.
it's necessary to have just in case.
I know, but it's like it just escalates the conflict. It just makes the just in case. It like takes a knife fight to a gunfight, you know? Just raises the stakes.
It's true. But like, I mean, what's the crime like in Argentina? Do they have criminals with guns also? And is that like a concern?
Yes. There's a lot of crime here because there's a lot of poverty and there's a lot of social differences and governments are corrupt. The whole thing is still working like that. Nothing has really improved in that sense. And that comes with a lot of violence and insecurity and theft and just, we have a vicinal alarm that we just installed. And just yesterday, I was recording here and the house next door, no, the other house had a guy in the garden waiting for the owner to come back to rob them.
Wow.
And we were reading about it in the WhatsApp group of the neighbors.
Yeah.
They were like, dude, there's a guy in my garden.
Oh shit.
make this, and we all clicked on the alarm, so it would go off, and then the police came. So
Wow.
that kind of thing happens on a daily basis. Like,
But that doesn't
very,
make people want to own a gun. You know,
no,
like
I don't know. It's more of economical problem. Like, whenever, right now we are in a big economical crisis here, where the inflation, is it called inflation?
Yes.
I mean, every day it goes like money is worth less, so the people who don't have a lot have less and less and less, and that's when they have to go out and rob
yeah.
because they can't eat. It's a different kind of violence. It's out of necessity. I don't know. I don't want
Yeah.
to talk about it too much. I don't know too much about it, but
Well, the funny thing is,
kinda-
I think it's kind of the same here. Like, the solution to crime is not that I have a gun so that I stop a criminal. The solution is like we need to help poor people not be so poor, because
yeah.
then that's the heart of the problem.
I think that's the better solution.
Yeah. And yeah, so we sort of say, oh, like the solution is I'll get a gun so I can kill the guy, so I can kill the poor person who's trying to take my shit.
Yeah, it's a very selfish way of fixing things, I think.
Yeah. All right, I'm
No.
going to sell my gun. I'm getting rid of it.
But that isn't.
just
I
kidding.
know
I don't
that,
have a
like the
gun. I don't know.
Argentinian currency is like pretty volatile lately. It sounds like.
Yes,
Or
yes,
for
it's
a long
crazy, it's
time,
crazy.
which seems like a kind of a difficult, reality to
Yeah, it's
live in.
In all of South America, it's the same. It's always very unstable, very unstable.
Yeah,
And
like
it
we
goes hand in hand with the culture and the social life. Like, it's really there's a lot of unemployment. Then sometimes there's help from the state, and then when inflation goes crazy, they don't give any more help, so people go crazy.
Yeah.
It's like pretty simple.
Yeah, simple yet complicated, right? I mean, how
it's-
would you
it's very
even?
complicated. I mean, that explains why it's so unstable.
Mm-hmm.
And has it always been that way? Like, do you know the kind of heart of this volatile economies in South America?
My history is really weak. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Same.
Mine too.
But
I'm just curious.
there was a time when Argentina, during the Second World War, it was like a economical paradise, and everybody had employment. It was a rich country. They were kind of like in their best moment, and then I don't know, something happened. Somebody came up, and it went back down, and it never. Now there's always this political struggle between the ones that have the owners of the land versus
Yeah,
the people in the land.
the rich
So,
get richer, the poor get poorer.
Yeah, it's a problem around
Something
here
like that.
too.
Classic.
Yeah.
Has there ever been talk of, like, you know how Europe unified? Now we have a euro. We like share an economy. Has there ever been talk of South America doing anything like that? Like,
There is one. It's called Mercosur. So the markets are connected. I
Okay.
mean, everybody can deal. I don't have the words for it,
it's okay. I
but
understand what you mean.
never a single currency. But there is like laws of inter. You can like go. I could go work in Peru. I can go work.
Ah,
in
okay.
Brazil.
They're
Yeah.
like
There's those kind of-
interchangeable.
What's
Yeah.
the wealthy country, or what's the wealthiest country in South America? Is it Brazil?
I don't know.
Or is it Argentina?
Chile?
Like, I feel like Argentina is.
Or Chile or Brazil.
Chile.
No, Brazil. Brazil is the most powerful country because of the quantity of people, just because of the density.
But
No?
most pop culture, like most movies and music in South America, is coming out of Argentina. No, Argentina is like the LA of South America. That's where the movies are made. That's where the TV shows are.
Now, there's a
No.
lot of movies made in Brazil. No. They all have cultures. Maybe Brazil and Argentina since they're the biggest countries. There's more people, and then there's more industry.
Yeah.
But all of these countries have their own culture and movies and
Of course,
rock
of course.
stars and pop stars.
Right.
Yeah.
So fun.
I guess it was like, I got the sense at least like similar to LA. Like if you're big in LA, you're kind of big. You could be big like in the whole country. Versus if you're big in Iowa, you're not necessarily big everywhere. If you're big in Argentina, it felt like, that you're probably somewhat known in all of South America. Versus if you're big in Peru, you might not be known in Argentina. But maybe that was an incorrect assumption I made. I don't know.
Yeah,
I got
it's
that
very
sense
relative.
because our buddy Tato came from Peru, and he's like, I know about Indios, I know about all this Argentinian shit. So it kind of felt like, maybe I'm just.
He's also tuned in though.
He is pretty
Pretty
tuned
well
in.
tapped in there.
Perhaps. Well, what else has been going on lately? You when I saw you were about to play. I missed it because I had to leave town, but you were about to play like you had a jazz show or something, and.
My jazz gigs, yeah, they're still going on. But
How often are you doing that?
We're gonna do the show on the. We're presenting the album, the Ike album we did together.
Awesome.
Next Sunday, man. So
Wow.
I'm really, really looking forward to that.
That's a
With all the
live show.
guests except you guys.
Fuck. We could Skype in or something. We'll Zoom.
There you go.
Yeah, wow. So what are you doing? Are you playing that song? I saw a video of you rehearsing that song.
Yeah, we're gonna play that song. We're gonna play that song and the one JC recorded, the Toxic Positivity.
And then what are you doing for the
Nice.
lyric? Is somebody else just doing everyone's lyrics?
Yeah, there's this one guy who's singing all the parts.
Wow. It's cool to think of somebody like learning JC's lyrics and then re-performing them. That's kind of...
Yeah, we need to let
like,
him
it's
It's
know.
strange though. The delivery is totally different, of course,
Uh-huh.
but the lines are great, so they flow. It's so cool.
Wow. And so that show's coming up this Sunday.
Yeah, next not tomorrow, the Sunday next
Do you
week.
think, are you going to record it and share? What, is there a way we can
I'm
still
gonna,
see
I'm
it?
gonna have a guy filming it, and we could like put a live phone on it or something.
Yeah, maybe go live or something. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, or at least some way that we can
Cool.
see it. 'Cause
Watch
I'm
it
curious.
after.
Yeah. And so this is to promote the Ike album, which was like you, and then just like basically a different feature on each track, right?
That's right.
Yeah. And that's just your solo Cirilo Fernandez.
Yeah.
And are you
it's like a strange pandemic album, you know, like it's just like an self-indulging where I just did whatever I wanted with it. And then once I came to the idea to play it live, I was like, dude, how do I do this? Like, so I really want to do it just to get it out of my system and just to present the thing and give it love, like just do it. But I don't think I'm going to keep doing more shows of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to regroup Fernandez 4 with these kids, like the new band. I'm going to change the team and go back out with my old brand with Fernandez 4.
Cool.
Was this your first album, like where it's like a solo album that you've done?
Yeah, actually, yeah, we could say that.
That's cool. And was it like you were just home making beats by
Fernandez
yourself?
4 is really my music also.
Right.
I mean, it's,
right.
It was just like it worked as a band, but it's really my project. So it's strange to say that this is my first solo thing.
What made you not want to call this Fernandez 4, the Ike album?
Because Fernandez 4 was like the band, with Nico, with Pipi, with all these guys, and they're not on it. So, but the music is still, as in the other one, it's like my music, so stuff I write.
Yeah.
So you would originally play, write and then play all the parts musically, but then when you go live, you just recruited people to play those
Or even
other
the recording.
instruments.
The recording would be with the whole band.
It would.
Yeah, we would record with the band. But no,
But
I
you
would like
essentially
write the
wrote the
tunes.
pieces,
I would write like songs like I did with Paul. Like I would just have an idea, maybe sequence it, record it, and then send it to him and to Nico, for example, and he would just like make up the lyrics on it. So it wasn't like we would write together necessarily.
Okay.
That's what I'm.
What is your writing process? Because you have like the knowledge that you're able to sit down and actually write. Whereas like I feel like when I make music, I just kind of like just let's just see what happens. And then we have it there. That's where it is. Like it only lives there. It's never written down or anything like that. Do you do you kind of throw it out there and then write it down after? Do you kind of think like, what is your writing process for a song?
No, it's really intuitive. Like I usually write at the piano. Like I'm always like playing, and then something hits me. Like if it's like a chord or like a progression of chords, or some riff, or sometimes I'm playing bass and I come up with a line, or it's like little cells that trigger something, and I just record them.
You write automatically in Spanish? When you're writing, when you're thinking of lyrics, they come in Spanish?
I don't write lyrics.
No lyrics.
I suck at lyrics.
Okay, interesting.
No, I'm more of like I do beats. I do like the instrumentals.
Interesting.
I don't. Yeah, I always work with singers, or I'm not a songwriter.
Have
I
you
write
ever
songs
sang?
without the lyrics.
Have you ever done any singing or anything?
I have actually. I have. Yeah, I used to have like my best friend in the world, Cape. We used to hang out here like every weekend. We would just record when we were teenage, like at 14, 15. We would record all weekend, and we would just write. Yeah, I would write lyrics and sing my songs actually, but they were really bad.
Wow.
But yeah, I did sing, and I hated it every time. I hated my voice.
Yeah, I guess now I'm like playing through all the songs I know of yours, and you're not
always
singing
a
in
featured
them.
singer,
Yeah, always featured singers. I guess I just didn't realize the pattern, but that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
you can call me like a producer, composer. I'm like a composer, producer more than a songwriter.
Well, I hope we get to make music sometime because I don't play any instruments. Well, yes, again, I should say.
True, yeah.
But like in the studio, in the flesh would be nice. But
I know. I really hope you can come to Argentina.
Yeah,
well, I'm sure you will at some point.
I'm due. I'll get there one of these days.
We're talking about in February going to Uruguay and where the Calwills stay and recording at that house for a little while in February.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Maybe you can come, and hopefully Christine can come too. See, it's tough.
It is
tough
hard
out here.
It's hard to get out of work, but hopefully.
What's February look like? Come on.
February. I know I gotta start making.
It's the shortest month. Just take off the months.
How do you say February or February?
February is technically what it is, but I think most people just say February.
Yeah.
They get rid of that R. That R
that
gets
R
very
is useless.
Yeah.
They just
fuck it. It's
like
out.
the pinky toe. We don't really need
It's
it.
a waste of time. We don't need it.
English is so weird like that. I
February.
appreciate that about
February.
Spanish. Almost everything is just like spelled how you pronounce it.
February.
English is bizarre.
I feel like I put the R there. Actually, February.
I don't. February?
It's in there.
I say February.
Oh, you do say February.
Yeah, I
say
definitely don't know how to
February.
February.
Speaking of Nico, how did you meet Nico?
Nico Calwill.
Yeah.
Nico Calwill, we met in Panda Studios, where he did all his work with the Coco Rossi girl, when we did Marilyn's first album.
So that record, he was the producer.
At the same time.
So so all of you met at the same time. Wow.
It's crazy, man.
Because
Yeah.
you guys were both renting essentially the same studio space.
No, Nico was the producer of the record, no? Or something like that?
It works like this. This studio is like one of the big studios in town. And Nico was one of the
Audio,
rosters of engineers that the guys had in the studio. So when we booked the studio, the guy that was booking it to us offered us Nico as one of the options for engineering the record.
Well, thank goodness you guys chose him.
That's how we stumbled upon Nico.
Yeah, we wouldn't be sitting at this table had you made a different choice.
Did you all get along pretty immediately?
Yes, of course. It's Nico, man.
Yeah.
You know Nico.
It's so funny that he's like...
It was always Nico. He was always the same.
Dude, he's the best.
He's
it was fun
Super chill.
being there. He's kind of like a big deal a little bit. Not like, like people like... He's very well respected, Nico. And it's cool to see.
Right. Yeah. He made a great name for himself. Yeah. He had a great... I mean, ever since we met like in 2010 to now, he grew like a bunch, man.
Yeah, I feel like even
so
just in the time I've known him.
It's gotta be so fun for him too at this phase, like getting to nurture like Maya and Juli's voice, and their sound is like especially Maya. She's really
We
coming
actually
into
did
her
a
own.
session on Monday. Last Monday, we did a session with just Nico, me, and Maya.
Nice.
Wow.
Her voice is so striking to me. I could listen to her until the end of time. I love
Yes.
her
Yes.
sound.
What did you guys
Is she-
do? What was the session like?
We did the classic freshy approach.
Wow.
How
How'd it go?
I sat at the piano. I sat at the keyboard. We just picked the keyboard sound. We kind of, we just started like that, just piano and voice.
I
We
would
just a set
would
of chords,
love
and
to
she would
hear where
start
that
like
went.
throwing lines and melodies and stuff.
Wow.
And then we did like one with a beat. We just made the little beat, and then we changed the harmony, and that was it, man. We came up with like, I don't know, 5 or 6 ideas.
So cool. Wow. I'm dying to hear those.
Yeah, same. I would love to
Yeah,
get
man.
a sample of those.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, it's
How
so
are you guys doing with the record? Now I interview you.
Oh yeah.
Ah, great.
It's coming along.
So with what record?
yeah, which one do you
We've got a few.
That kid is you, and you guys. You two.
Yes.
So the Modern Mystics, that's the two of us. Nico's mixing. We like
Nice.
he sent us some mixes. We sent back notes, and now we're waiting to get the mixes back with the notes.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'm very excited about those songs. Actually, there's like
They're super
7 or
sweet.
8 of them.
Is California on them?
Yeah. Yep. The Southern California is on there.
That one's on there.
Southern
Yeah.
California.
Yeah, your bass really
That's
helps it pop. Honestly, it's so good. But yeah, that record, I don't know. I'm very excited about it. Like the way we've been releasing the That Kid Is You album now, where it was, well, we were doing one song every Friday. Then that felt like too much. So now we're doing one song every other Friday. But
Great.
that just is working for me. Like we found a system where it's like, we filmed all this video content and you're able to just kind of like roll it all out as it comes. I really like that approach. So I want to probably do that with the Modern Mystics. So like once the mixes are done, we'll, film some video content for each song. And
we
then,
already have like 4 videos essentially
Yeah.
in the
Nice.
works too, so
For
that
sure.
we've filmed a handful of them already.
Yeah, that's true. And then
In the
just,
same kind of style you always work. Like, are you both going to be in it?
we're both in it.
Nice.
Yeah. And some of them are
Cool.
like,
It's very, very weird.
we were in Joshua Tree. Yeah, it's unusual for Christine. It's a whole new experience.
I know. I
I can imagine.
I was joking with Paul this morning because he chuckled, like laughed in the kitchen, and he said that somebody commented on a new That Kid Is You song and was like terrible.
Yeah.
And Paul wrote back and was like, "You love it," and he was laughing in the kitchen, and I just looked at him. I go, we're gonna have very different experiences with that like online
I love
banter.
mean comments online. I've really grown to just
Oh
enjoy
no,
them.
I hate them.
I
it
have-
shatters
I saw
my
this comment just
confidence.
I
terrible.
know.
It shatters my heart.
Oh,
I
that's so
know.
good.
I think it's gonna be hard, but you know what? It also feels like a little bit of something to get over, and I think I'll be better off on the other side. But I don't think it's gonna come easy to have cruel things said about something that is kind of tender and near and dear to my heart.
Yes. But that's the nature of the game.
Honestly, I
That's what
guess
it
I'll
is.
get used to it, or
Yeah.
I'll
Or just don't
sit on the
look. I
bench.
mean, you don't have to read the comments,
Yeah, well, if it's gonna be like the news, I'm not gonna have any luck.
Yeah, that's true. You're drawn to it.
To break up with
But yeah,
gossip.
I'm really excited for that record to come out. And then
Nice.
also, so for that record, because I produced it and I kind of had a mix. Like I knew it wasn't like the best mix, but I had a mix. And so instead of sending Nico just like totally raw files, I sent him stems of like my mixed, like here's my like piano and guitar with the sound.
Good.
So it's kind of like he's just kind of like, beefing up the drums and just getting it like at a higher quality that it could be like on a radio or something like that. And that process I've really enjoyed. And so I've got like a million other songs that I have like half mixed and made, whether they're like my own songs or songs with me and JC, or like all the comment down below songs. And
And all of our random like hangouts. You
Yeah.
know, we had a friend over last night. We started 5 songs.
yeah. So we're just sitting on a million things. And so like now that Nico and I kind of have this workflow where I can send him something kind of half mixed. He can polish it up, send it back. It's really opened up. Like, I want to just start getting all this music out. Like, after Argentina's done, I got like 4 more That Kid Is You songs ready to go. I got, music of my own ready to go, and just try to like keep it going out for forever.
So the new That Kid Is You songs, are they also produced with Nico, or are you guys making music on your own as well?
So the Argentina songs, which we made with Nico, they'll go out until like November, like as scheduled, one every 2 weeks. And then after that, we'll be dropping a few that we produced on our own. And then in January and February, we're going to start working with Nico again for the next like Nico produced thing. But in the meantime, we'll be spitting out all these songs that aren't produced by Nico.
When you were in Argentina last, didn't you guys jam and record a little bit, or it was mainly that was not the intention though?
It was not the intention, but we couldn't help ourselves. Sure. We ended up making all sorts of shit.
You're always doing music all the time. Yeah. It's so crazy.
It was not the intention.
You should have seen this guy, Christine. You should have seen him. I couldn't believe it, man. The day he got here, he was like already on. He was like in the he arrived and he was like going to the studio and rehearsing with us. I think that was the first. Yeah, you slept like 2 hours, I think.
Something like that. Right. Yeah, I did take a nap.
And he came to rehearsal. First day, then we went straight to the gig. I think you arrived the day of the gig or something. I think you're right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's
then they
wild.
would go back. They would have breakfast. They would go to the studio, make songs with Maya or make songs with whatever. Every day was back. Then you had all the press thing also going.
It was
you were doing interviews.
He belongs with all you guys, you wild Argentinians.
I like it.
He fits right in.
It's so fucking fun. And then I got to get my hands on it, but the thing we did at your house where like you and I just jammed and then we chopped that up, and then you sang a little bit on that even too. You had like a little melody idea you sang. We were just throwing things at it, but man, that was fucking cool. But yeah, it's like I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think because in January we're probably going to Italy where we'll start recording. JC has a friend who bought a house in Italy, and
where in Italy?
Like Tuscany area.
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice.
You see, it's hard to keep up with him. It's like I don't even know. It's like, can you go to Argentina? Let me just ask. Can you also make it to Uruguay and Italy? Like, what do you got going on? It's
let
January
me just clear the schedule. One point and then the other point.
And it feels overwhelming, but like I don't know how to stop. It's like I don't know. It's like because like we're so busy, but I don't know how to stop.
Also, you're mainly busy. I'm a little bit busy. You're
perhaps
next level.
But the idea is we're gonna go to Tuscany, stay at this house for like 2 weeks, record, and fly Nico there too, record, and then like take 2 weeks off, and then go to Uruguay, and then do more.
Amazing, man.
So that'll be the next. That's the beginning of the next That Kid Is You album produced with Nico. And while all that's going on, we'll be putting out other songs, like comment down below songs and
nice.
So are you free? Can you join us?
Yeah,
join them.
Of course, yes, I will. The Uruguay for sure.
Yes,
for sure. I'm down. Italy, be great.
Italy be great. Ideally we'd like to get a brand to pay for it. Like a beer company or some kind of a company to pay for it. And if that's the case, then we could afford to fly you there and fly more people and involve more people. If we're just paying out of pocket, then obviously we're a little bit more restricted. But we're hoping that we'll get somebody to help with the cost. I don't know. We've never had success with that before, but that's the dream.
Nice.
But yeah, man, I'm very excited. I feel like I don't know. We're just beginning, like everything that we're going to do together, like us and you and Nico and Maya, like it's still we've only just begun, I'm so grateful that I met all of you and that we have.
Same here, man. Same here.
It's really enriched my life, I would say, in a powerful way.
Sniff. Awesome.
Yeah.
Same
cute.
here, man. Same
Yeah,
here.
man. So what do you got going on the rest of the day or evening?
What do I got? I'm working on an album, actually. I'm producing an album for a band. And we just recorded vocals. Like, I just have all the things here. So I have to edit vocals.
Nice. What's
All
the
right.
band called?
It's called the Crew, like the Crew Rod. Crew Rod.
Crew Rod.
You
Cool.
can check them out. She's cool. She sings great. The band sounds cool. It's a groovy band. It's like a hiatus coyote type thing.
Very cool.
Sounds very
Do you know
intriguing.
hiatus coyote?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's that kind of feel.
Cool. I'll
So
send you-
I'm working
it
on
still
that
sounds cool.
and whatever. I'm stressing over the show for next Sunday.
Do
I
you
gotta
feel,
do. What is that?
what are you stressed about?
About organizing all these guests, man. Like they're all kind of semi-famous people, and
Right.
they all have really busy agendas, and they never answer the phone.
Sure.
And they have to sing one song.
Right.
That's all I ask you to do. And you-
No, but working with one artist is hard enough, and you're trying to work with like 8
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
same night.
man.
So that is
Crazy.
a daunting task.
it's a first. We're gonna do 2 rehearsals in Aguariwai,
Uh-huh.
like 2 days in a row. We're gonna set it up nice, like we did last time.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the stress release, I think. Like once I'm there and everybody's there and I can hear the thing, I'll be chill for the Sunday.
Very cool, man.
So,
I'm
next-
excited for you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it'll go well. Make a little call sheet and you'll just sleep easy.
Well, all right,
Cool.
dude. Thank you for doing our podcast, and good to
Thank
see
you for having me.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Yes.
so fun.
We were saying actually, this has been you've been like a guest we've wanted the whole time. We're like, oh, maybe eventually we'll get
obviously we'll
Chibi.
get
That would be
Chibi.
cool. Yeah, Chibi will be good.
I
So-
saw Nikos not long ago, and he was mentioning me, and I was like, I wouldn't be there.
Man, yeah, it'd be cool next time we get you actually in here in person, or maybe we'll bring the
Yeah,
equipment to
totally.
Uruguay or something
Totally.
and do one there.
It'll be very fun.
Christine, peer pressure, come
South
on.
America is calling.
Can't do it without my co-host.
Got
That's
it.
true.
So
Oh, man. All right. Well, I'm going to pull out my calendar and see what I can commit to.
cool.
We'll get a brand to sponsor you. Chris.
There we go.
There you go,
I'm
yeah.
just waiting for my sponsorship.
We'll get Heineken and they'll be buying you a ticket. Well, all right, dude.
Right.
I
All
love
right,
you.
guys.
It's good to
So
see
nice
you.
to
Love
see
you
you.
too.
And
See
yeah,
you.
have fun at your fucking show. Have fun comping
Yeah.
these vocals or whatever. And we'll talk soon, man.
Okay, man.
All right.
Okay, Christine.
All right.
Love you.
Ladies and
Take
gentlemen,
care.
Chibi
Bye-bye.
Fernandez. Round of applause. All right. Love you. Good night.
And some
Love you.
snacks.
Ciao, ciao.
Peace.
Down,